welcome back to my system design series, and today we are going to learn about an essential topic in computer science, that is modes of data flow. How the data is encoded, flows between the systems and evolves over time. We will explore real life examples, challenges developer face, and tips to ace your tech interviews. Trust me, by the end of this video, you will feel more confident about handling data flow concepts. Let's start with a simple analogy. Imagine you are sending a letter to your friend, but instead of writing it in a plain text, you write it in a secret code. Why? To ensure the message is not lost, tampered with, or misunderstood. Data in computer systems work similarly. Whenever you want to send the data between systems over a network to a file or to a process that doesn't share the same memory, you encode it into a universal format, that is bytes. Okay. So why bytes? Because they are the fundamental language that computer understands, ensuring compatibility across different systems. Okay. So now let's talk about the compatibility. This is crucial when the systems evolve. Compatibility ensures that the old and new systems can communicate seamlessly. For example, think about the smartphone applications. When the application is updated, its newer version must still work with the data saved by the older version, which is called backward compatibility. Similarly, the new application or the new version of the app should allow the older version to function when possible. That is called to forward compatibility. Okay, here is a fun analogy. Imagine you are reading an old diary. If your younger self have wrote correctly, you can easily read it years later. That is called backward compatibility. Now imagine you could add the notes to those entries and your younger self can understand those notes, and that is called forward compatibility. Sounds cool, right? But data doesn't just teleport between the processes. Here are the three most common ways data flows. So first is databases, second is service calls such as remote procedure calls, and REST APIs. Third is asynchronous message passing. We will break down this with the examples to understand it crystal clear. Okay, so first data flow through databases. Databases act as a central hub where the data is written and read by different systems. However, here is the tricky part. Databases often store the data from multiple versions of a system. Okay, take an example of e-commerce platform. If the application's new version have added the field like discount code, older version of the application must ignore this field while still functioning. Developers needs to carefully design the system to avoid the accidental data loss when older application update records. So always design your databases with backward and front end compatibility because schema changes are inevitable. Okay, so let's deep dive into the schema evolution. Imagine your database has the rows of data written 5 milliseconds ago alongside rows written 5 years ago. And when you introduce new schema change like adding a new field, it gets tricky. So tools like Avro are lifesavers for schema evaluation. Linkd's database system also uses Avro for smooth schema updates. Okay, so let's talk about the service calls that are remote procedure calls and REST APIs. When the data flows via service calls, encoding is the key. REST APIs often use JSON or XML for encoding, while RPC frameworks like gRPC use more compact formats like protobuf. Asynchronous communication happens through the message queues like RabbitMQ or Kafka. Here, the data flows in small and encoded packets. For example, imagine ride-hailing application. When you book a ride, your request goes into a queue. The driver application reads this queue to accept the booking. Even if the driver is using the older version, the message format ensures compatibility. Okay, let's talk about archival, storage, and analytics. Archival storage is where the old and the new data will meet. When data is backed up for the analytics, it is often formatted in the format like Avro. Okay, let's take an example and understand. Think of backing up your photos into the cloud. Regardless of when they were taken, they are converted into the same format for easy retrieval and analysis. This format also optimizes storage and speed for large scale analytics. Okay, so here is why all of this matters. In the tech interviews, you might be asked how to handle the schema evolution or design the backward compatible systems. And highlighting your knowledge on the tools like Avro, Protobuf can give you an edge in the interview. Okay, so the conclusion is encoding, data flow, and compatibility are not just the technical terms, they are the backbone of scalable and reliable systems. And whether you are a student or a developer or preparing for interviews, understanding these concepts will set you apart. That's it for the video. And if you have heard the new words, then we are going to discuss about that particular topic in detail in upcoming videos. And I hope you find this video helpful. And if you really find this video helpful, then please make sure you subscribe to this channel, like, and share it with your friends. And if you have any doubts, you can just comment down below and see you in the next video.